The quiet power of the Sigma male. Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit into the roles society tries to assign you? Maybe you don't chase the spotlight like an alpha, but you're no follower either. You move to your own rhythm, carving out a path that's uniquely yours, even if no one understands it at first. If that sounds like you, chances are you're a Sigma male, an archetype that thrives quietly, often underestimated but never outmatched. In this video, we're diving deep into the 10 unfair advantages of the Sigma male. These aren't just personality traits. They're game-changing strengths that can transform the way you navigate life, relationships, and success. And the best part? You don't have to shout for attention or follow anyone else's rulebook. Being a Sigma male means you operate differently, and that's your superpower. While others are busy fighting for dominance or approval, you excel by staying true to yourself, playing the long game, and outsmarting the crowd. These advantages aren't just for show. They're tools to help you rise above challenges and live life on your terms. So, if you've ever doubted the quiet strength within you, this is your call to lean into it. Watch till the end, because these 10 advantages will not only prove why you're ahead of the curve, they'll inspire you to use them to your fullest potential. Let's get into it. Number 1. Breaking rules with grace. Breaking rules isn't about chaos or rebellion for the Sigma male. It's about precision and purpose. While most people see rules as immovable boundaries, Sigmas see them as frameworks that can be reshaped to serve a better outcome. They don't disrupt systems for the sake of it. They do so because they recognize flaws that others are too afraid or conditioned to challenge. This ability to rewrite the rules, rather than merely breaking them, is what sets Sigmas apart. What's fascinating is how they do it. Sigmas don't storm in with arrogance or aggression. Instead, they operate with quiet confidence and calculated moves, dismantling outdated systems and replacing them with something smarter. Their charm lies in the way they convince others to go along with these changes, often without realizing a shift has occurred. It's subtle, almost surgical, and by the time the dust settles, the old way is gone, and the Sigma's approach has become the new norm. Traditionalists often find themselves torn between admiration and frustration. They can't quite pin down how someone managed to bend the system while maintaining composure and respect. That's because Sigmas defy the expectation that rebellion needs to be loud or messy. They show that true influence comes from understanding when to challenge the status quo and doing it in a way that's almost impossible to resist. This isn't recklessness, it's mastery. Sigmas recognize that rules are only as powerful as the people who enforce them, and with the right balance of intellect and persuasion, they turn rigid barriers into stepping stones. It's not about being disruptive for attention. It's about moving through life on their terms, proving that even the most unshakable structures can evolve when approached with grace. Number 2. Freedom to switch roles without judgment. Sigmas possess a rare and underestimated ability to adapt to any situation without feeling boxed in by expectations. Unlike most people who tie their identity to a single role, leader, follower, or bystander, Sigmas have the freedom to move between these roles effortlessly. They don't let ego dictate their position in a group. Instead, they assess what the situation demands and respond accordingly, often surprising those around them. In one moment, a Sigma can step up as a natural leader, commanding respect without forcing it. They know when to take charge, but unlike an alpha, they don't crave the spotlight or cling to power for its own sake. They lead with purpose, not pride, and step back just as quickly when their leadership is no longer required. When it's more strategic to follow, Sigmas can do so without feeling diminished. They understand that true power doesn't come from always being at the front. It comes from knowing when to observe, learn, and let others take the reins. This fluidity makes Sigmas incredibly difficult to predict. They can blend into the background when needed, watching and analyzing while others compete for attention. But just when people think they've figured the Sigma out, they pivot, stepping forward with sharp insight or decisive action that catches everyone off guard. It's this ability to remain flexible and undefined that keeps them ahead of the game. Sigmas thrive because they refuse to be confined by labels or societal expectations. They don't care what others think of their role in the moment. They care about outcomes. This freedom to shift roles not only makes them adaptable, but also keeps others on edge, never quite able to pin them down. It's a quiet power that makes them all the more intriguing and effective. Number 3. Deceptive ambition. Sigmas embody a unique kind of ambition, one that's quiet, deliberate, and incredibly effective. While others broadcast their goals to the world, seeking validation or rallying support, Sigmas take a different path. They work in silence, often unnoticed, building their successes brick by brick without announcing their intentions. This stealthy approach gives them a distinct advantage, as their competitors rarely see them coming. Unlike those who mistake noise for progress, Sigmas understand the value of keeping their plans under wraps. By staying out of the spotlight, they avoid unnecessary scrutiny, criticism, or sabotage. Their quiet ambition allows them to focus entirely on their goals, undistracted by external opinions or the pressure to constantly perform for an audience. It's not that they lack confidence. They simply see no need to prove themselves to anyone but themselves. This calculated discretion often leaves others confused or caught off guard. While competitors waste energy trying to outshine each other publicly, Sigmas move behind the scenes, making calculated moves that put them miles ahead when the results finally surface. By the time others realize what's happened, the Sigma has already secured their victory, leaving little room for resistance or rivalry. But this isn't about being sneaky or manipulative. It's about being efficient and strategic. Sigmas understand that ambition isn't a performance. It's a deeply personal drive to achieve something meaningful. They don't need applause or recognition along the way because their satisfaction comes from the accomplishment itself, not the noise surrounding it. This quiet, almost invisible pursuit of success doesn't just protect them, it amplifies their power. When the results finally speak for themselves, they speak louder than any boastful declaration ever could, cementing the Sigma's position as an undeniable force. Number 4. Fearlessness in walking away. Fearlessness in walking away is one of the Sigma male's most powerful, yet often underrated advantages. While most people cling to toxic environments out of fear, whether it's due to financial dependence, emotional attachment, or social pressure, Sigmas possess a rare ability to cut ties without hesitation. They understand that staying in unhealthy situations only drains their energy and stifles their growth. Whether it's a job, a relationship, or a social group, Sigmas have the strength to walk away when something no longer serves them without looking back. This fearless detachment isn't born from indifference, but from an acute sense of self-worth. They recognize that they are their own greatest asset and that no external circumstance, no matter how established or familiar, can define their happiness or success. Sigmas know that leaving behind toxicity opens space for better opportunities and healthier connections. What makes this fearlessness so powerful is its ability to shift the balance of power. Most people are so entrenched in their situations that they're willing to tolerate mistreatment or sacrifice their values just to keep the peace. Sigmas, on the other hand, never settle for compromise when it comes to their well-being. This allows them to maintain control over their lives and choose paths that align with their personal values and goals. The ability to walk away also frees them from the emotional weight that others carry. While most people waste time trying to fix broken relationships or salvage failing careers, Sigmas move on swiftly, learning from the experience but never letting it drag them down. This decisiveness gives them a quiet but powerful edge. When the Sigma walks away, they don't just leave a situation, they leave with their dignity intact, stronger, and ready for the next challenge. Number 5. Stealth over swagger. Sigmas have mastered the art of stealth, a quality that sets them apart from the typical alpha who feels the need to announce their presence with loud displays of power. While alphas thrive on attention, validation, and competition, Sigmas work quietly, often unnoticed, achieving their goals with little fanfare. This subtlety gives them a unique edge. They don't broadcast their intentions or talents, allowing their actions to speak for themselves. The beauty of this stealth approach is its element of surprise. Sigmas aren't out there trying to be seen or heard, but when they do make their move, it's often at the moment when others least expect it. They take their time, observe, and then strike when the opportunity is right. This quiet precision makes them formidable competitors in any arena. Where others waste energy on posturing, Sigmas focus on results, letting their achievements speak louder than any words or flashy gestures ever could. This ability to operate under the radar doesn't just make Sigmas elusive, it makes them unpredictable. Their lack of ego-driven displays keeps their competitors guessing. They are able to achieve significant outcomes without the typical markers of success, making them even more difficult to compete against. Others may overlook them or underestimate their abilities, but in the end, it's the Sigma who emerges victorious, having quietly outmaneuvered those who spent too much time trying to be seen. In a world where noise often overshadows substance, Sigmas prove that sometimes the most powerful presence is the one that doesn't need to be seen. Their results speak volumes, and the quiet confidence they exude is what truly makes them a force to be reckoned with. Number 6. Immunity to peer pressure. Sigma. Males possess an immunity to peer pressure that few can understand or replicate. While most people are driven by the need to conform, whether it's to societal standards, the expectations of their social circles, or the norms of their industry, Sigmas remain untouched by these external forces. This unique ability to resist pressure allows them to pursue paths that others might hesitate to explore, whether it's making a controversial decision, taking a risky career leap, or embracing a lifestyle that deviates from the norm. Where others may feel the weight of judgment or the fear of standing out, Sigmas thrive in these spaces. They are guided by their own principles and a deep sense of self-worth, rather than by the desire to fit in or seek approval. This unshakable independence frees them to explore unconventional routes without second-guessing their choices. They don't need the reassurance of others to validate their decisions because their confidence is rooted in their ability to trust themselves. This immunity is what gives Sigmas a significant advantage in life. While others are bogged down by the fear of failure or rejection, Sigmas act decisively and strategically, undeterred by outside opinions. They know that true growth and success often lie in stepping away from the mainstream and forging their own path, something that requires a level of courage and conviction that most people simply don't have. By remaining immune to peer pressure, Sigmas create a life that is authentically their own, taking risks and embracing opportunities that others would shy away from. This allows them to carve out new, often unexpected routes to success, leading to outcomes that others could only dream of. Number 7. Social immunity, thriving outside norms. Sigmas possess an extraordinary ability to remain untouched by the pressures that dominate most people's lives. While society constantly pushes individuals to conform, compete, or comply, Sigmas move through the world on their terms. They aren't swayed by trends, traditions, or the relentless need to meet others' expectations. This detachment from societal norms isn't born out of rebellion, but from a deep understanding that following the crowd often leads to mediocrity. Where others feel the need to prove themselves, Sigmas quietly sidestep these distractions. They don't compete in popularity contests, nor do they seek validation from social circles or institutions. Instead, they focus on what actually matters to them, crafting their path based on logic and strategy. Their decisions aren't influenced by fleeting emotions or the fear of standing out. This clarity allows them to see opportunities others miss and make moves that seem bold or even unconventional to the average person. What makes this immunity so powerful is its practical impact. By refusing to be controlled by societal expectations, Sigmas free themselves from unnecessary stress and wasteful efforts. They don't waste time chasing superficial goals or bending to collective opinions. Instead, they put their energy into meaningful pursuits, often achieving success that feels both personal and fulfilling. This doesn't mean Sigmas are disconnected or antisocial. On the contrary, their independence often inspires admiration and curiosity. People are drawn to their unshakable sense of self and their ability to stay calm and focused, while others are caught in the chaos of comparison or conformity. Sigmas show that thriving outside the norms isn't just possible, it's a superpower that allows them to live authentically and achieve results that truly matter. Number 8. Hyper-focused energy allocation. Sigmas have mastered the art of energy allocation, a skill that gives them a massive advantage in almost every aspect of life. Unlike those who waste time and effort trying to dominate every space or win every battle, Sigmas are highly selective. They know their strengths and understand that success isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things exceptionally well. This hyper-focus allows Sigmas to zero in on areas where their skills, intellect, and strategy give them an undeniable edge. They don't scatter their efforts chasing multiple goals or competing in arenas where the return isn't worth the investment. Instead, they observe, analyze, and act only when the odds are stacked in their favor. This calculated approach often leaves their competitors scrambling, as they find themselves outmaneuvered by someone who appears to have done far less but achieved far more. Sigmas also have a unique ability to conserve their energy by avoiding unnecessary drama, ego battles, or activities that don't align with their goals. They aren't interested in impressing others or proving their worth through constant activity. While others exhaust themselves trying to be everywhere and do everything, Sigmas move deliberately, conserving their focus and resources for when it truly matters. This approach isn't laziness, it's strategy at its finest. By prioritizing quality over quantity and precision over noise, Sigmas achieve results that others envy. They understand that real power lies in knowing when to act and where to direct their energy. This efficiency not only makes them more effective, but also allows them to stay one step ahead of those who burn out chasing every opportunity. In a world obsessed with doing more, Sigmas thrive by doing better. Number 9. Natural charisma. Without effort, Sigma males possess a rare and magnetic form of charisma that requires no effort. Unlike others who rely on overt displays of power, humor, or charm to gain attention, Sigmas attract people simply by being themselves. They don't try to impress or seek validation. Instead, their natural presence speaks volumes. This authenticity, free from pretense or calculation, creates an air of mystery and intrigue around them, compelling others to want to know more without the Sigma ever having to say a word. What's truly fascinating is how effortlessly this charisma manifests. While others may feel the need to perform or cater to the crowd, Sigmas remain aloof, indifferent to the typical tactics of winning favor. They are comfortable in their own skin and carry an air of quiet confidence that others are naturally drawn to. People often find themselves intrigued, wanting to figure out what makes the Sigma tick, and in doing so, they end up gravitating toward them. This lack of effort is what makes Sigma charisma so powerful. It doesn't rely on manipulation or trying to fit in. It simply thrives on genuine self-assurance. Sigmas are comfortable in their own world, and because they don't seek attention, they inadvertently create a sense of rarity, something people instinctively find appealing. By staying true to themselves and not pandering for approval, Sigmas cultivate a magnetic energy that others find hard to resist. Their authenticity, coupled with a natural sense of mystery, ensures that people are constantly drawn to them, eager to connect with someone who doesn't play the game but still wins. Number 10. Efficiency in relationships. Sigmas approach relationships with a level of efficiency that most people overlook. While others may invest time and energy into a wide array of superficial connections, driven by the desire to be liked or to maintain appearances, Sigmas take a different route. They value depth over breadth, choosing to focus on relationships that bring real meaning, value, and mutual respect. Rather than juggling a large circle of acquaintances, they cultivate a smaller group of truly significant connections, which allows them to conserve energy and avoid the emotional drain that comes from maintaining a network of shallow bonds. This focused approach allows Sigmas to give their full attention and loyalty to those who matter most, without spreading themselves thin. They don't waste time engaging in small talk or putting up with people who don't align with their values or goals. Instead, they nurture relationships that offer genuine growth, emotional support, and authenticity. By cutting out the excess and concentrating only on the relationships that truly matter, Sigmas derive more satisfaction from their social interactions. They invest their time and energy where it counts, ensuring that their connections are both fulfilling and sustainable. This not only prevents burnout from trying to please everyone, but also ensures that the relationships they do have are deeper, more meaningful, and ultimately more rewarding. In a world obsessed with networking and the constant pursuit of new connections, Sigmas stand apart by focusing on quality over quantity. Their selective approach gives them the space to thrive in genuine relationships, while others are overwhelmed by the demands of trying to maintain superficial ones. In wrapping up, if you've read through these 10 unfair advantages, you might realize something important about yourself. You might not need the spotlight, and you definitely don't need to follow the crowd. You're the type who doesn't settle for surface-level connections, who knows when to speak and when to stay silent, and who doesn't hesitate to walk away from what doesn't serve you. The Sigma male isn't just a persona, it's a way of living authentically, free from the pressures that bind most people. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. Your actions speak louder than words, and your ability to thrive on your own terms is the ultimate form of success. Whether you're making calculated moves in your career or walking away from toxic environments with ease, you're consistently proving that independence, logic, and quiet confidence are far more impactful than conforming to the expectations around you. You are the kind of person who disrupts the status quo without ever having to announce it. You possess an energy that others can't quite pinpoint, but can't help but admire. The way you handle challenges, relationships, and opportunities isn't about conforming to norms. It's about staying true to your values and using your unique perspective to carve out a path that's entirely your own. So, to you, the Sigma male. Reading this, don't ever feel the need to apologize for your approach to life. Embrace the quiet strength that comes with walking away from what doesn't serve you, the clarity that allows you to take risks others wouldn't dare, and the unmatched power of being true to who you are. The world might not always understand your journey, but that's exactly why you're meant to walk it. Keep going, because the path you're on isn't just different, it's the future.